Good morning, YouTube. Just making a quick video this Monday morning. I currently don't have any work. I do have a few cars with recommended work that have not sold yet, a few cars waiting on extended warranties. If the extended warranty cars go like the last couple ones, it's going to take almost a month to get authorizations for these extended warranties. We've been having really bad luck with extended warranties as of late. They're just not processing the claims fast enough, or they're kicking claims. Uh, for whatever reasons, they're just, even if it's something that's an item that's covered under their contract, they're just making it extremely difficult to even get it covered. We had a car here in the shop. Last week, I wasn't the one working on it. 2 weeks ago now, the extended warranty company would only pay 20 or 30% of the repair, and it took them 6 weeks to authorize that, I want to say. It was for fuel injectors on a N63, so they're known to kind of fail. And when they do, there's like bulletins out there. They want you to replace the entire bank of the injectors, or all 8 injectors, depending on index numbers. Extended warranty company wouldn't budge. The index numbers weren't right. We recommended all 8. They would only authorize 3, I believe. So we can only do what was authorized. We try to fight for the other ones, and it doesn't go anywhere. It takes weeks to get to that point. I'm looking at my current appointments. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 appointments that I've canceled this morning. So I might be going home here. It's now 9:30 in the morning. I made myself a little cup of coffee, PB&J, and I might go home. So we'll see what happens if anything else decides to come in. Maybe tow in if I get lucky or two. So I'll stick around for about another hour, 2 hours. But this is one of the things with flat rate. If there's no work coming to the door, I don't get paid. I have my own, love-hate relationship with flat rate. As long as the dispatching is fair, depending on where you're working, you're going to have typically good, consistent hours. Other times, Labor Day weekend's coming up, so I fully expect people are going to be focused on going back to school, taking care of their families. So I understand we're going to have a little bit of a lull here coming up, and then it'll pick back up again, and then slow down right around Thanksgiving into Christmas, and then pick back up again. It goes in cycles. So I will say this: if you're a new mechanic out there, we have 2 new mechanics in the shop. Learn to manage your money properly. Don't, even though you're, let's say the bare minimum 40 hours worked, 40 hours paid, and you expect that 40-hour work week to be there every single week. Unfortunately, that's not necessarily the case. Last week I made 30 something hours. The work just wasn't there. Same thing, slow days, people on vacations, out of town. And yeah, just kind of rambling around. Going back to flat rate pay, it's a great system when your work is there and you hustle your time down. I know there's different shops out there that are trying to do different things. Different union shops I've seen are currently striking out in California, and I know Chicago had a strike a few years ago now whenever there's a contract negotiation. So I don't know if this industry is going to change. It has been changing just from the time I've been in here. Electrical systems are getting more complicated. Hell, the new 7 Series has a 40-something inch monitor in the headliner that folds down for TVs in the rear, and just everything's getting very complicated. Our pay structure hasn't really been changing, and for the most part, our pay doesn't really go up. It stays pretty stagnant. So I'm saying once you get into a place, let's say you start at a shop making $20, $25 an hour, it's very likely, depending on the ownership and management, you're going to stay at $20, $25 an hour until you leave. Toolboxes have wheels. That's the easiest way to get a raise in this industry, is just move around. I worked with one guy. He was working at a dealership for 20 years. I came in to that dealership making more money than he was, because he's like, well, he was comfortable there. He didn't want to bother asking for a raise. He didn't want to cause any troubles. And I'm like, dude, there are other dealers in the area with your experience. You can just straight up walk in there and get more money. And he just didn't want to do it. It was like, and I guess to each their own, but I was looking at different jobs, different career paths, and there was an electrician near me. Granted, they were looking for a journeyman, which I believe is their master level electricians. They were paying $150,000 a year. That was their starting pay. and it would go up from there, I guess, or up or down from there. They would provide you with a full truck, full tools, and you would have to go out and do service calls as a roadside or as an electrician, go from house to house and whatnot. I have other friends who are electricians, and they work in new home construction, so they have it the best and easy, and they make really great money. Uh, there's no drywall up, there's no plumbing. Well, there might be plumbing in the way, but there's no drywall, so running electric is super easy, and it's for the most part a chill job because once everything's once the roof's on, pretty much in a controlled environment. You're shiny. But yeah, going off the topics here. I still have four have canceled all my appointments today. I have the possibility of maybe two cars getting towed in around lunchtime, 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock. So yeah, it's going to be one of these slow days, slow weeks, slow Monday. Just making a rambling video and going from there.